May I be so bold as to introduce myself? My name is Ami Ruhama Faulkner, which means our people have obtained mercy. To know why I received a name of such extraordinary meaning, you must know the story of my family and why we now reside here in South Acton. I was born in Andover in the year of our Lord 1693 on the 20th of March. It was feared by my family that my birth would be in jail, my mother's fate already sealed. For you see, my mother is Abigail Faulkner. She was convicted of witchcraft in what people call the Salem witch trials. My mother knows nothing of witchcraft. She was to be hanged for a crime that she knows nothing of. Were it not for the innocent babe that she carried, she would have been hanged. I am that innocent babe. Please, come in. I often wonder why my mother was accused of witchcraft, for she is a goodly woman and a God-fearing woman. My grandfather, the Reverend Francis Dane, is a goodly man who did not much believe in the evidence of witchcraft. Spectral evidence, it is called. That which is seen not by the bodily eye, but by the spectral eye. This is the most unseemly kind of evidence. It would not be used in court today. For that I am very thankful. My grandfather spoke out against the trials, convicting those of witchcraft. He spoke out with pen and paper. He spoke out from the pulpit. Bravely, he even spoke out against it, going to the governor himself.
My good people, we cannot allow this abomination to continue. The devilry is not in the people accused of witchcraft, but in the belief that these people are witches. Our fields lie rotting to see if a God-fearing soul will torment a child with spectral evidence. Spectral evidence. Another work of the devil. I do not see witches flying about like birds, nor do I see pins being pricked into a person by some unseen force. I know my own sermons are great in length when my hands and feet are pricked by pins, yet I know this is merely the protest of my own body when it has sat too long while writing my sermon. Mayhap these young girls have sat too long in idleness and need more work for their hands. For shame, believing the foolishness of these idle girls, seeking attention upon themselves in such a shameless manner. My feelings on the witch trials have brought them to mine own parish and to mine own family, for many members of my family are accused of witchcraft. My daughters, Abigail and Elizabeth, are accused of witchcraft. Elizabeth hath accused Abigail, but only out of fear. I know this as only a father can know. Abigail knows nothing of witchcraft. Elizabeth knows only what she has been accused of. The evidence against Abigail has all been seen with spectral eyes, not with bodily eyes. Now tell me, what evidence is this? I swear on my oath, she is a godly person and knows nothing of the devil or of witchcraft. Yet there she stands, accused. My granddaughters are in prison, and they are but babes of 8 and 10 years of age. Where is the end of this?
I have very little memory of my grandfather. He left this world when I was but 3 years of age. He was accused of witchcraft, but never arrested. He did get the good women of Andover released from prison for the year of 1693, so they could help on their farms and homes. And he helped put a stop to the trials in Andover. My mother was examined by a Judge Hathorne, Mr. Corwin, and a Captain Higginson. Judge Hathorne, I am told, was most unforgiving in his examination.
I examined Abigail Faulkner myself, in the presence of Mr. Corwin and Captain Higginson. The devil had approached her, it was quite obvious to me. When informed that she was here for witchcraft, she answered she knew nothing of it. Yet at the sight of her, ye afflicted fell down with fits. I said to her, "You do not see?" She said, "Yes, but it is the devil does it in my shape." I am of no doubt that Abigail Faulkner is a witch. Her touch stopped the fits of the afflicted. That alone should be proof enough. And in her hand she held a cloth, that when she squeezed it, ye afflicted fell down into grievous fits. This was observed by all present. She denies that she has anything to do with witchcraft, but this is evidence against her. She said she was sorry they were afflicted, but she was told it was observed that she did not shed a tear. What hath cruelly damned her is that ye afflicted have come forward and spoke of the spectre of Abigail Faulkner tormenting them on the 11th of August, 1692. There is no greater evidence of witchcraft than that of an apparition of a person tormenting another.
Abigail Faulkner of Andover did most obviously afflict and torment me on the 11th of August, 1692. During the time of her examination for it, she did but look upon me. She would strike me down or almost choke me. Also on the day of her examination, I saw Abigail Faulkner most grievously affect and torment Ann Putnam, Sarah Phelps, and Mary Walcott. And I verily believe that Abigail Faulkner is a witch, and that she has afflicted me and several others by acts of witchcraft.
Do you swear this upon your oath?
I do. I also know that Abigail Faulkner's scepter pulled Ann Putnam off of her horse.
Aye, we know of that grievous act.
Mr. Corwin would later apologize for his part in the Salem witch trials. Judge Hathorne would never apologize and went to his grave thinking himself correct in his actions in the trials. This way, please. My father, I am told, suffered grievous fits while my mother was imprisoned. His memory and understanding were greatly impaired. I never saw these fits. I only heard about them in whispers. He would go and visit her in prison. The family of the accused had to provide room and board. He would bring her fresh linen and food.
Hath thou been to see my good wife? Our family suffers greatly with her imprisoned. I have brought her provisions. I pray it is enough. Without her, I am lost. She is my salvation. For 5 years I was taken with fits that did very much impair my memory and understanding. With the Lord's blessing and my wife's loving administrations, I recovered of them. With my sorrow of mine wife and babe's imprisonment, they are returned. We will all surely perish without her. I pray this is enough provisions for her and my young girls. Pray, tell me, do you think it is enough? She has been imprisoned since August. We will all surely perish without her. She is with child. It is our 7th child. When the child is born, she is to be. They will not take the life of an innocent child, but my Abigail is just as innocent as the unborn babe. I cannot bear it.
My sisters were also accused of witchcraft. They were sent to prison at the ages of 8 and 10. My family stayed in Andover. I grew up hearing of whispers of the witch family. My sisters were afraid of the whispers. It was whispers that sent them to prison.
me to amuse myself so that the chores may seem to pass with haste. It was a song praising the baby Jesus no more. I'm not a witch, please leave me be.
Leave my sister be. Be gone with your gossiping tongues.
Ami, pay no mind to my brother, he's but a child. Do you wish to be taken and imprisoned? Hold your tongue.
It is their tongues I wish to hold.
He is innocent of witchcraft, pay him no mind. You know not what prison is like.
Nay, and I will not see you return to such an evil place.
We pray thee, be gone. We wish no ill will upon you. We know not of witchcraft. Be gone.
Aye, be gone.
Lest we continue on. My mother was accused of witchcraft in August of 1692. While she was in prison, she could hear my sisters through the walls, for they were there too.
Husband? Who comes?
Friends, they are here to help.
God keep you and bless you. Hast thou been to see my children? I hear them at night, weeping. It grieves me that I cannot comfort them. Mine own sister accused me of witchcraft. I falter not, for she accused me out of her own fear. For she was accused first. There is much fear about witchcraft here. But I am innocent of such a crime as witchcraft. I'm innocent of such a heinous crime. But I am here upon the evidence of the afflicted, seeing me with their spectral sight, not their bodily eyes. Yet this was the only evidence against me. I was brought to trial, examined by judges. Upon this evidence alone, a jury brought me in guilty, and a sentence of death passed upon me. But it pleased God to grant me a reprieve, for I am a child. I know myself fully innocent. I beg of you, I and my children will surely perish here in prison. I implore you. Go to the governor. Speak to him. I know myself fully innocent. It is the devil's work here. I know nothing of this, for I am a godly woman. If it please you, come, pray with me.
My mother gave you a letter. Pray, may I read it? 'Tis a petition to Governor Phipps, that your poor and humble petitioner, having been this 4 months in Salem prison, and condemned to die, having had no other evidences against me but the spectre evidences, and ye confessors have lately, since I was condemned, owned to myself and others, and do still own that they wronged me, and what they had said against me was false, and that they would not that I should have been put to death for 1,000 worlds, for they never should have enjoyed themselves again in this world, which Undoubtedly I shall have been put to death, had it not pleased the Lord I had been with child. Thanks be to the Lord, I know myself altogether innocent, and ignorant of ye crime of witchcraft, which is laid to my charge, as will appear at your great day of judgment. May it please your excellency. She speaks of my father's fits. I am having 6 children, and having little or nothing to subsist on, being in a manner without a head to do anything for myself or them, and being closely confined, can see no other ways, but we shall all perish. Therefore may it please your excellency, your poor and humble petitioner, to humbly beg and implore of your excellency to take it into your pious and judicious consideration, that some speedy course may be taken with me for my releasement, and that I and my children perish not through means of my close confinement here, which undoubtedly we shall, if the Lord does not mightily prevent, and your poor petitioner shall forever pray for your health and happiness in this life and eternal felicity in the world to come. So prays your poor, afflicted, humble servant petitioner, Abigail Faulkner, December the 3rd, 1692. Though my name means my people have obtained mercy, I'm ashamed that I would not show mercy. I cared not for those that would accuse my mother of witchcraft. I was but 10 years of age when my mother petitioned the Providence of Massachusetts to have all accusations against her cleared. I was but on the edge of manhood when she was granted but 20 pounds for her and my sister's sufferings. Remember this: to cry witch when one sees a shadow. One must be careful it is not one's own shadow one thinks is the witch. Thank you for your company, and Godspeed.